next 5 years, they may still collect that bill from us. So let's enjoy it while it lasts.
Mazi, you're welcome to the show.
Thank you, sir.
It's good to have you on the show. Fortune is also good to have you on the show this morning.
Thank you, sir.
And Fortune, I can tell you that this conversation is also concerns you. Because some people have also looked at it that a lot of people in your age range are also part of the people pushing this conversation that we want to talk about this morning. And we're talking about whether it is freedom of choice or freedom of insult, as you may have it. That's our conversation this morning. Freedom of choice or freedom of insult. This morning, this conversation spanned through the political space, and not just the political space, but it has also crossed into some level of. It has also begins to point hand, Mazi, at what we talk about when it comes to religious tolerance. That people should be able to tolerate other people, why they practice what they practice, why they believe in what they believe. And just to also buttress that point, that Nigeria is also a secular state, which means that Nigeria is not tied to any religion or any belief, but also give you the right of worship and the right of freedom. And that right is to be respected and not to be taken otherwise. But Mazi, it looks like in times, time has passed and a new time has begun that is leading us to a place where we should not be going to. In terms of people not respecting other, not be going to. In terms of people not respecting other people's choices, people insult people because of other people's choices. People do not care what you think about what you think about your own choice, but they want to force it down your throat. They want to shove it down your throat that you must believe in what I believe in. You must believe in the political party I believe in. You must believe in the candidates that I believe in. And that has also led to what even Nigerian government is fighting against, which is cyberbullying and cyber stalking. People would go on your page online because you post a particular candidate and they will insult you, insult your father, insult your mother, insult your generation, and even leave an insult for you, for the children you are yet to give birth to. And they forget that the internet is the internet. Why human beings can forgive. The internet, it does not only forgive, it does not also forget. It never forgets. It keeps the record there. And of course, they say it now that whatever is written down, I mean, it takes several years to erase such thing. And then you see that now the keyboard, before it is biro and paper, now it is keyboard and screen. The person behind the keyboard and what they put in front of it. I can tell you today, Mazi, for free, that every Nigerian has the right to support any candidate of their choice under the 1999 Constitution as amended of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Freedom of expression is guaranteed, but it is not also absolute. And that's why you see some people, when they freely express, they quickly say, allegedly, even though some lawyers have also argued that allegedly as a word, sometimes, even in the law courts, depending on how the case is being brought forward, might not be able to hold what you have said. And then the weight of the law can come upon someone for saying what is not true. But the big question here is, where does free speech end and where does abuse begin from? Where do we begin to, why are we suddenly, you see people suspend logic, suspend reasoning to begin to abuse people? Sometimes I'm tempted to even ask that is it legally a style of opposition where people have to insult people, defame people, cyberbully people, criminalize people, intimidate people, try to cow people into what they believe is right? If you believe that A is right and I believe that A is not right, maybe if you look at my own reasoning and logic, you might find it. I give this quick analogy before I hand over the mic to Mazi to make his opening remarks on this conversation and also Fortune. The man standing and looking at the floor, he saw letter 9. But the man standing in front of the man is seeing the figure 6. Now, that's the problem. if you don't stand where I'm standing, you cannot see what I'm seeing. It takes me to come to where you are standing for you to see for me to see what you are seeing. Mazi, you're welcome for your opening remarks on this conversation.
Thank you so much, sir. Number one, I think this topic is a very wonderful one. Like you people say that you are in the spirit. Because actually this week, I was planning to do 2 or 3 videos to address some of the issues I'm seeing on social media.
Yes, sir.
I saw an interview, I think, granted by BBC to Obi Kubana, the Obi Niyebu guy. He's the coordinator of the City Boy movement in Southeast. And it was annoying the way some of my tribesmen, I'm an Igbo person, we are abusing him and saying all manner of things. And I remember I told one of the people in that place, I said, number one, this guy has freedom of association.
As protected by the law.
Under the law. If you think that supporting Tinubu is madness, I have right to be mad. That is madness to you. That is my position. This thing that you said, I was a Christian. Today I'm an atheist. I have been abused. I've been insulted. I know friends who turned enemy. But it's my life. You shouldn't be more concerned about going to hell or heaven more than me. It's me. I'm never going to drag you to that place, and you can't drag me to that place. If it exists, I have made my choice. I don't want to go. Why will it resort to abuse? I remember when you were away to Lagos and Auntie Somi was, handling the show on your behalf. And you remember the End Bad Governance protest?
Yes, sir.
Auntie Somi asked me, will you join? And I gave a point blank this thing. I am not going to be part of that protest. And it was shocking that somebody who also called just to abuse and insult me was Madam Sumi that had to cut him off and try to protect me as this thing. I have my right to say I don't want to be part of the protest. I have my reasons. As an Igbo man, I have never supported the IPOB movement or the Nnamdi Kanu this thing. Why? I've read history. I wasn't born when the Civil War happened. But each time I find out and remember that over 2 to 3 million Igbos died. In fact, children who died of malnutrition, almost 1 million. I don't want anything, don't mention anything war to me. Do you understand me? I don't want to, but I've also, seen people abuse me for why wouldn't you support? See, now that election is coming closer, today, Kwankwaso has moved.
Yes, sir.
Right?
from his own party, yes.
To ADC.
Yes, sir.
Do you want to tell me that every of his supporter is going to join him to that place?
No.
I have said, in the last election, I supported Obi, Peter Obi. At least I no candidate I've supported, I won't spend 1 naira in one way or the other to show support. Either I make a face cap for myself or a t-shirt or something. He's in ADC. And for me, I do not think I'm going to support him. Why? There are characters in that place that I don't like. You can't force me to go to ADC because Peter Obi moved there. Because for me, I just feel like somebody like Erufai didn't handle the diversity in Kaduna so well that will make me to want to support anybody that he's in the same group with. And the reason why I'm saying that is that if you call to some people in Kaduna today, they will tell you, we are even happy with what he's going through. I mean, the way the government is dragging him, let's just, say that in our local palace. You understand? People have right to choose what, for as long as that right does not infringe on your own or it does not go against our constitution. Do you understand me? Because it's annoying how you say city boy thing. There was a guy, he's somewhere in UK, I can't remember, but I know he's in abroad, where he's just busy rolling out video abusing city boy people. And I went to his page and I told him, I said, okay, I'm not happy that government is throwing out rice anyhow, as if that is the solution to everything. But I told him, you are abroad, you are comfortable. You know that there is hunger in the land. If you don't use that your small money you keep just showing us your apartment, the kind of cars that you drive in UK and so on. If you can't sacrifice part of that money to help people in your community, feed them and help support them, they are going to collect that in Burai. So it's okay for you to load your internet and call everybody evil just because they don't have your kind of ideology, they don't support who you support, they don't belong to the party that you belong to. Now they are evil. It's waste of time. At the end of the day, everybody, I never believed in Muhammad Buhari. Even if I'm drunk, I can't vote for him to be even a local government chairman in Nigeria. But he had supporters. People voted for him. For me, I can say for Effizy to support Buhari, it must be madness. He has right to be mad. He has chosen who he wants. If a political party goes to one of the psychiatric home and what's the name of this one? Place we have the one we call it Tumbozo. And they pick a mad person there, put the person on ballot. Nigerians have right to say this is the person I want to vote for. There is nothing you can do about it. We must understand that for everybody has brain. My people say this heart is like handbag. Everybody, you're carrying your own. What you're thinking is not what I'm thinking. Let us learn to respect everybody's choice, whatever choice anybody makes. Respect. Yes, we can disagree. Tinubu Pikin Abubakar I like his person, but I may not like the party that he supports. Osilama is my guy. He's a strong APC guy. I've never said I'm going to hate Osilama or he calls me, I won't pick his call just because he's an APC person. That is his right. And by the way, if you go about making enemies just because they don't, belong to where you belong to or they don't support who you support, by the time they switch, you've created an enemy already. So how are you going to face
it?
Do you understand me? So I just feel like when people make decisions and say, this is what I want for myself, respect them. But you can put out your own superior argument to say, this is why I feel you shouldn't be here. Do you understand me?
Yeah.
I've seen a family where the mother is Chelsea, the father is Arsenal. Their son came up, he didn't like any of them. He chose, what's the name of this other one that wears sky blue? Man City.
Yes.
That's the same family, your mother, father, sons, different clubs. So, and they have lived together for more than 30 years. Do you understand me? Let us learn to respect whatever anybody loves. One of my closest friends today was a Christian, like I was. But while I was still a Christian, I noticed that she had issue. She was just moving from one church. And I called him, Daddy, what's the issue? What's the problem? And you don't, I don't know how to put it, but if somebody really is no longer happy where he is, he has the right to say, I want to move. In fact, I recommended some churches, okay, try this church. She even came to the one I was in then, and she wasn't okay. Today, she's an atheist, an Ekanka member. That is her life. She's a happier person. Now, if I am insisting that you stay in the religion where you were before and you're not happy, who am I? She's the one going through what she's going through. She knows what she wants. And in order to honor that respect, to tell you that my love for you won't drop because you are no longer where I am. She has invited me in their program. I honored. And I went to that place because he's my friend. If you're a Muslim, you invite me in your mosque for something, I am going to show up. You're a traditionalist, you're offering some sacrifice to the gods. Invite me for as long as enough chops there. I go show face. So what I'm saying in essence is that, you see, the way our fingerprints are different, that is how what we like is there are people today, Sahel, they like palm wine, but do you know that there are people just the smell alone they will throw up?
True.
Do you understand me? There are people, it's beer. Some people they take alcohol, but it's the spirit type. Yeah, people like me, I belong to everybody, I take everything. So I feel like humanity first. If I love fortune, if I love Effizy, what your choices shouldn't affect our, except where you begin to
infringe on other person's rights.
Right, that is where I can speak up. Do you understand me? So I think that we need to grow up to a point where we begin to love each other, begin to respect each other. And if you truly love me, you respect my choices. You respect the things that I've said, oh, this is what I want. So I think that is, where we'll start from. Thank you, sir.
Mazi, let me just put this out there, and before Fortune also speak.
Yes, sir.
Just like you said that you saw what some people were writing online, even about Obi Kubana.
Yes, sir.
Over the weekend, Mazi, it was a merry-go-round of insults to one of Nigeria's comedian, popularly known as Sheilo. I think
he has taken it.
I think he got the opportunity to host the national convention.
Yes.
And you need to see what I saw, even from some people that I will naturally respect their views online.
Issues, yeah.
And I see how much they rain insult on him. In fact, somebody even said, which I quote, a very bad statement. I'm quoting this not because I want to put this out, but just to tell you how we have gone in insulting people because of their choices.
Yeah.
The person even said that Sheila's wife and children are so good that for them to have such a father like that.
Yeah.
Just why go to that extent? If he does not believe in your own candidate, make your case. Let him look at it and maybe. But going to insult people's family.
Don't be offended. You see, I was trying to tell somebody who raised this issue, especially about the Obi Kubana and the City Boy thing. And I told the person, I said, when Ibeto, you remember the Ibeto owner?
Yes.
The Chief Cletus Ibeto had problem. That was under Olusegun Obasanjo's administration. Imagine if there is somebody who is close to Obasanjo who helped Ibeto to a point where his factory, the business wasn't affected. You want to tell me that if the person tells me Obasanjo is coming for second time, I want you to support him, that he's going to say no. You don't know what Sheyi has done for these guys that made them say, Omo, this is the best way to pay you back, to campaign for your person. Do you understand me? And I told somebody, I said, the way people are going about this thing, I'm going to shock you by the decision I'm going to make, just to prove to you that I have right to be mad or to be normal. You understand? It doesn't make sense. You don't know what they are going through. You don't know how the guy has probably. You remember when he had the issue with EFCC and the accusation of drug money, clinical. Do you know whether it was the guy who helped him out? And the best way for me to say thank you is now that your father is going for second time. Let me put everything on the line and say let me support. So people need to give people space to breathe, do whatever they want to do. It's their life.
All right, just putting the word out there. And majorly, our question to you this morning on the conversation is on Facebook and on YouTube. You can go there and put your comment. Is it ever justified to insult someone because of their political choices? Is there any way that it is just that you can justify it to insult somebody because of their political choices? Fortune, you're welcome.
All right, thank you so much, Sir L. Thank you, Mr. Mazi.
Thank you.
Yeah, so I'm beginning to learn that we all have different opinions. And behind our opinions, there are reasons why we support what we support or why we see things the way we see it. Yes. That's what I'm beginning to learn. Because before, I was that person that if you're not in support, if we're not on the same page, you're my, But yeah, growing up, I'm learning that for anybody to support any political party, they have their reasons. Just like the example they gave, that maybe they've done something good for me in the past and I'm trying to pay back. So insults online, it's not good, it's not acceptable. They all have reasons why they are doing what they are doing. So it's better we respect their opinions. And also, if you want to add yours, you can just, air your opinion. And if they want to change, it's left for them. It's not meant for you to impose it on them.
All right.
Yeah.
I believe that even if you want to change people's opinion, there are ways to do it. True. You can bring a superior argument. You can tell them, look at this, look at this, look at this. As long as there's no insult in it, have you looked at this? Have you looked at this? Have you looked at that? And look at it with what you are doing. Don't you think this is better than this? Rather than insult the person, insult their family, insult their generation, drag them online, and some people do it because of the numbers.
They even do it out of emotion.
Exactly. Let's go on and read some comments here. Neme from Asokoro is here this morning. I can tell you that this is one of the shortest message Neme has ever sent to me on the show. Neme says, Mazi Destiny Anthony, I respect your opinion. But let me ask, are you supporting personally or party? If your answer is personality, it says, remember, Nasir El-Rufai supported Tinubu and APC party before 2023 general election. And what's the outcome now between him and Tinubu? Food for thought for you and others who needs to read in between the lines based on the need to form coalition as a vehicle of to actualize your goals and not to kowtow to the whims and caprices of the people with selfish agenda, which are in most cases are not nationalistic in nature. Neme from Asokoro. Now, did you hear any insult from what Neme just said?
Yeah.
No.
She made a good point. But let me also tell Neme that I'm not a party person in Nigeria because our political parties, they don't have ideology. There is no particular party that you look at now. Okay, Kwankwaso that we are talking about that has joined ADC, he was in PDP. He has joined APC before.
Yes.
He formed his own party. Today he's in ADC. What ideology is driving Kwankwaso? I don't believe in political party system in Nigeria. It's about individuals. But for me, if you, I'm somebody who doesn't believe so much in forgiveness the way we, paint it here. The reason why I said that is that there are people who suffered under El-Rufai as governor. Malami that they are dragging today, if as EFCC boss, he used his good office to make sure that the rule of law prevailed. If the court says free this person, he will make sure that the court, we are respected. These were people who were in office, abuse that same office, oppress people, and they give opportunity. Now, probably because you're not in the same page with Bola Tinubu today, now you're crying, and you expect me suddenly to now forgive or forget everything that you've done that I felt was bad, and now begin to clap for you. No. I'm not that kind of person. The same way in 2014 that people felt like it was Buhari, anybody just remove Jonathan, just give me Buhari. And for me, my position was like, even if we agree that Goodluck is not good, so for me, Buhari shouldn't have been an option. But everybody made their choice. I maintain my position. I don't support him. I do not like his style of leadership and so on. It's my right. But those who chose him, of course, when we started,
more talk, news, and sports after this.
shida Golden Moon abokin rayuwa a kullum.
is Nigeria Info.
Nigeria Info.
This is Nigeria Info. This is Nigeria Info.
Nigeria Info.
That's too bad. Thank you. Okay, we hear you. Enemy of your enemy is my enemy, Abi. It's okay. Let's take a listen to this.
Good morning, Nigeria Info. My name is Victor. I'm making this voice note from Cuba. Well, it's true. It's not the right thing to do by insulting anybody in any level, whether he has a political difference in opinion from you or whatever. It doesn't matter. There's no reason for you to insult anybody in any. It is good. Where it's not favoring you, it is bad. This same Tinubu that is in government, because you're not talking about him, you're not talking about his supporters. They were the one that insulted the hell out of Goodluck Jonathan the other time. They insulted the hell out of that man. This same Tinubu insulted Obi that say whether now statistics in one shop, all those kind of talks. They are the headquarters of insult when they talk to politics. So you should also address this matter to them. Let us not be sycophants when it comes to all these things. Nothing is not right to insult anybody, but you can make your opinion known. Let your person know that this thing you are doing is not correct. This is the indices. And somebody, that man that is speaking there, I'm so surprised the way he's talking though. He's entitled to his opinion. Now, supporting somebody politically is not about because the person did something for you personally. You are supporting somebody to be a president of this country, Nigeria, for the country to move ahead, not because they did something for you personally in your personal life. Maybe you have issue of drugs and they help you as a person. If you help me as a person, I will still tell you that, look, I don't see you coming out as a president of this country because my interest is the country. So let us be honest, let us be real in what we are doing. Thank you very much.
How do you know that people are not honest and not real in what they are doing? You just admit to the fact that people should respect people's opinion. And the truth is, whether anybody insult anybody, like you were giving your example, but it doesn't make it right. Whether the president, before he was president, and his supporters or not his supporters, it does not make it right. And we are talking across board, not just political party. Yes. And we are not just saying now. In fact, see, let me tell you. Do you know that during elections, there are even some states in this country, they are professional insulters. In some states in this country, they pay them money to just insult people, make them demoralize, instigate their supporters, make them say things they are not supposed. They pay them. I'm saying that we can do politics without some of these things. You can do your bidding, you can do your hard work without this thing. That you don't see what I see, it means that you are not standing where I am standing.
In fact, sir, what I want to ask the last caller is...
and Neme is also angry with you, Mazi, because Neme said you have changed his gender. Yeah. Say he's not a girl, he's a man. Why would you? Sorry. He says, Abi Mano, them don't change my gender. I'll make a go check.
I've told you to go, please. But for the last caller, how are you sure that even the person that you're rooting for is the right person? Until the person gets there. Do you understand me? Some people we are for Atiku, some we are for Obi, some we are for Tinubu, some we are for Kwankwaso. Who told you that if Atiku were to be the president, that he wasn't going to remove subsidy? He even said that he was going to remove subsidy. Even Obi I was supporting said he was going to take away subsidy. All of them we are going to remove. So we are still going to have this issue. But I think that maybe some of them could have managed it better Do you understand me?
I think, Mazi, in that case, it's a case of who you believe.
Yes, sir.
The truth is, there are people who, no matter if you say you see something bad about Mr. President,
Yes, sir.
you don't expect that the entire world will see something bad about Mr. President. It's just like me here. There are people who are on this platform who listen to Nigeria Info, but they don't listen to what's happening in Abuja. One, it might just be that they don't like my voice.
Exactly.
Or they don't like my style.
Only when SWAT comes up that they will come.
When my pretty PM comes, they will come on board. When it will come, they will come on board.
Yes,
there are still other people who will say no.
They will change their mind. Now that fortune is with you, maybe.
You know, so life is about choice, and we must respect people's opinion. I mean, what will I do when people like Who Sang for God has refused to show that he's old, and he has every time he's still trying to show that he's a young guy. What will I do? I have to now respect his opinion. Does that mean I should now be insulting him and say
and tell us who is younger? Just go to YouTube and check us out. The youngest here is Fortune, followed by me, followed by Mazi, and money, and he's very old.
Are you guys perceiving Usang's perfume when he walked into the studio? He suspended the AC and just his perfume we can. It's okay. Dr. Usang, you're welcome. Let's take
I'm welcome anyhow.
Let's take some comments before we come back to you, sir.
Morning, Sir L, Fortune, and Mazi, Destiny. You spoke well. Every Nigerian have right to freedom of speech and also express themselves the way they want. But you know, sometimes most of these people, while expressing themselves, they churn out wrong information, misleading information. Imagine somebody who is supporting this government, who knows critically well that this government is not doing well, who knows that insecurity is on the rise and there's poor electricity. Same person will come out and tell people and boldly say this government is doing well, that security is working well and there's electricity. How do you expect an average citizen to respond? It's like someone who is facing these things firsthand, someone who has lost somebody due to insecurity, someone whose business has collapsed as a result of poor electricity, and then somebody will now come and say this government is working well and is providing everything. Definitely, because the emotions of that person will be triggered. And that's why you see people render insult to people online. Because on a normal, everybody's entitled to their opinion. But in as much as we are entitled to our opinions, there are certain things we should be sensitive of saying. We shouldn't just come out and churn out anything because we want to show our support to somebody. At least we should be sensitive enough to know that, okay, this thing actually, many of these people know that what they are saying is actually not true, but they still come out to say it. So whenever you see people react like this, it's a backlash of whatever has happened before.
I agree with you to some points, but it's a 50-50 case. I mean that you don't like someone is you should not like the person. It's like saying that because Uncle Usang is very open to me, he has given me some level of leverage to access him, and then Fortune does not like Uncle Usang, then I will now say, me too, I will not like Fortune because she does not like Uncle Usang. No, it doesn't make any sense. What are you Fortune? And that's how some people used to buy trouble that is not their own. Exactly. Because your guy in the office does not like Effizy. You don't know Effizy. You don't know whether your guy and Effizy is a business that went south. You just take it. You say that my organ no like him. We say we no like him. You don't know. Maybe I'm going to finally be your helper. You say you don't like me. Let's take a few comments before we go on this morning. Who will not like the billionaire, our own great governor? Sir L, we always start our day listening to you. Jace from AIS. Jace, you see, that's the thing. You like me, you love me, but might not be so for your neighbor. And, I mean, one must learn to accept that. Ola from Gaiki said, I think some folks are misunderstanding the conversation. Thank you, Ola. He said, it is not about your stand at the moment. It is about not insulting other people based on their opinion. Simple. Say, I'm surprised that people are already calling out Mazi. You see what we are saying? People, I wanted to say it before Ola, that Mazi, do you see this topic? Some people will still misunderstand it. They will still misunderstand this topic. Ola, thank you. This is Uzo here. Good morning. Insulting is wrong, but if you are supporting based on your personal interests, like business, political interests, you are an enemy of the country. Mazi, looking at the situation of Nigeria and you are supporting APC, you are not a lover of any poor mass. You see what we're saying?
This is somebody who everybody knows. I've been critical of this government, but this point that I'm trying to drive, now that I'm trying to drive a point home by saying, what if I choose to support Tinubu? It's my right. Now I'm
you are enemies to the masses. Extraordinary Dr. Osang for God is here. We'll take his opinion, then we'll go straight to the phone line this morning. Dr. Osang, you're welcome to the show, sir. Thank you for making it down.
Hello, Effizy, Mazi, thanks for always holding sway. Nigerian Info Management, thank you for this rare privilege. We don't take it for granted. I want to start on a note of, just giving a narrative, a very small narrative. Once upon a time, a young man was going for an interview and prepared, read, got himself well dressed. So on the way to the interview, sir, a car just drove past him a little bit and mistakenly spill water on him. And so he ran out, caused his insults. Your own no go better. We cannot spoil my own. Yes, he was furious because he felt that it was going to affect his
interview.
Yes, interview, how he was looking and all of that. So he ran a lot of the insult, and then the man tried to calm him. He said, keep your apologies and all of that. Last, they resolved, and then the man drove away. Guess what happened? When he arrived this interview ground, when it was his turn, he was calling, and then he was faced directly with this same man, as the man was at the helm, was in charge of this
Problem Pro Max.
Now, why am I saying this? I'm saying this because many of us have, maybe out of ignorance, given ourselves or made ourselves enemies to innocent people, and you don't know tomorrow. This young man, probably his countenance, his disposition, would have earned him that job without saying a word. Sorry, sir, it's okay, fine. No, but no. He felt that this was his enemy from the village, and so he needed to
attack him.
The same applies everywhere. In 2014, 2015, I lost plenty of friends because of, I'm not a politician, I'm not allowed to be partisan in politics, and what I do will not even allow me to be partisan in politics. I don't know about future. But I have a right to an opinion.
Yes, sir.
To public issues of national development. I am passionate about community development. I'm passionate about the less privileged. I'm passionate about charity. I can beg for charity. So when people hear us do some things, it's not because we have. It is because of the passion and considering where we're coming from.
True, sir.
And so I had an opinion. I felt this was my own thoughts. I should be entitled to it. But no. I got friends of many years cut off from me. You know what happened? Just 2 years after that, many of them who were men and women enough, came back to say, we have seen it. We didn't know it was this way. Not many had that boldness. Many couldn't swallow their pride to say this. I'm saying this because we come on air, even on this platform, even among callers, people who have never met, we have never seen, but because they dare to have an opinion, and the opinion was contrary to your perceived what is right or wrong, you call them out, you insulted them openly. I will never forget someone that insulted Mazi here, and at some point they say, you are forgiven. You don't need to forgive. If you hold me for mind, it's not my responsibility. It is the load is yours. If you hear my voice and you cannot breathe, you cannot eat, you lose appetite, it's not my problem. I don't know. I don't hold people in mind. I speak my opinion as it is and I move on. That's on platform, social media. I don't keep records of those who have insulted me or disagreed with me because it will affect me when they say the truth some other time, when they say anything the other way. So I argue with it there and there. I don't note it. I can recall very clearly about one state. I won't mention the name of the state. I only had an opinion. Somebody took it up, insulted me. Femiji was begging this fellow. Insulted me for just having an opinion. Today, how market? How market? Some of these people we defend don't even believe themselves. Sir, when you are if you are the servants, like we are, cleaners, we are privileged to certain things that even some high and mighty are not privileged to. I'm privileged to be linked to someone that in the last election, all the presidential candidates came to meet except one who couldn't come as a person. And in such a situation, even by passing by, you hear things that are not available to even to pressmen.
True.
And when you see these people or hear these people discuss off mic, off air, you can never believe that the same ones fighting themselves on radio and television.
Very true, sir. I mean, our condolences with the former governor of Kaduna State, Malam Nasir El-Rufai, as his mom has also passed on to glory. Dr. Osang, following what you are saying, I mean, you can see the extreme show of love yesterday. The same NSA that people say, is the strongest enemy of El-Rufai, was there went to visit him. In fact, even followed them for the burial. Same with Atiku. Same with former governor of Rivers State, Rotimi Amechi. Same with Peter Obi. These were people. I mean, Peter Obi and El-Rufai, even El-Rufai his children. I mean, I remember how much they talked about him, criticized him online. But today, I mean, they are on a cruise ship. They are on a cruise ship. Just yesterday, I saw that one of El-Rufai's son was also apologizing to Mr. Vice President for insulting him a while ago on the internet. And these are the things we're talking about. When all of this happened, you know that these people at the top, there's nothing like political ideology. They are all friends.
You can never reason like them. Billionaires, sir, last Friday, I tried calling through to make a contribution with regards to whether it was right to block Secretariat or not. I couldn't get answers, sir. And I want to make use of opportunity to just say a word to that. Sir, it is not today. I have no party affiliation, sir. But I say things the way they are. Even what I say is to my benefit. If you want to protect me, if you want to provide for me, if you want to protest for my sake, and I have an opinion contrary to that, I will say it. I'm such a person. Sir, in Lagos, ordinary birthday, burial, people block streets. My church yesterday blocked the entire road. Ekwa Church, we say to block about...
from the span of that junction to the next.
Yes. The mosque also blocked the roads. We never saw productivity about this. However, what is productive about these people in Secretariat that we think that only a Friday would have ruined the nation? Even when they go there, even when the roads are not blocked, what is their productivity level? No, but now some people have picked on that, criticized, stuff because it has to do with the president. It has to do with the ruling party. It doesn't work that way. Let's learn to make opinion objectively. It doesn't matter who's just God.
So yesterday, they blocked too.
Yes.
They are not going to have access to that.
Oh yes. So let's see when something is right or wrong, because it depends on who initiated that or who is bringing about that. We are in trouble.
All right.
Talk about the freedom of speech, chapter 4, section 39 of the Nigerian Constitution.
Yes, sir.
It says that every person shall be entitled to freedom of expression, including freedom to hold opinions. But having said that, let me also add that your expression of your right can also be inimical to the nation.
Yes, sir.
Your expression of freedom of speech
can
be held.
That's why it says at the end of it that it is not also absolute.
Yes.
Meaning that you can be held liable for that thing you say you have freedom to say.
Because our leaders or some people are too busy not to have time for certain comments or certain messages you are forwarding as received. That is why you are still in your cocoon and you think you can just receive a message. It's happening now in just that burning churches. Something of maybe 1970 something. Because people have not had time to actually trace you. Sir, the things you say, the things you don't say, or let me focus on the things you say, you can be charged for conduct likely. Conduct likely to cause the breach of peace. That's your opinion. that your opinion you think you have a right to, you can be held for disturbing public
peace. True.
Your opinion is not absolute to the point that you can say anything. You don't have the right to say anything. Let me tell you something, sir. There's a time sometimes you say, our leaders don't say the truth. Some media people don't say the truth. Okay? If some media people say the truth, they know, this country may not be standing. Some of the things that we know or we think should have been said the way you think it should be said may not. As truthful as they may be, but wisdom require that there should be management of some information in a way that your truth, that your honesty will not bring down this country.
That's why some people will come and tell you here, Effizy is not allowing us to talk. It's not allowing us to say our mind.
Okay, they are saying so because they are not accountable. Nobody's going to hold them accountable for what they say.
Let them go and get license to open a radio station first.
And then you say anything. And then you say anything.
Or when NBC, if they slam fine on Nigeria Info, I hope you will cough out 5 million to help them.
Mazi, please let's remind them that the Rwandan issue, the genocide in Rwanda, was covered by opinion on radio.
That was what sparked off.
So what you think you know, and unfortunately, sir, I am saying this with utmost respect. Unfortunately, some of us that are supposed to be actually humble, that we consider ourselves less privileged, that actually carry this opinion, all these things on our heads. Some of us are the ones who carry this hatred, this bias, this wickedness against each other. Whereas we are supposed to be united into face a cause. How many people have made opinion and they were wrong? How many people have stood for a particular candidate? The same candidate stood for has left them in that place and gone to another party. Or if you keep moving according to like a wave of water
on sea,
like a sea, then you don't have a money of your own.
Dr. Osang, it also brings us to that point where people are trying to follow people because of their follow party because of their ideology. But unfortunately, we see our political party with no ideology. I mean, as we speak today, while we also believe and we agree in the right of former governor of Kano, Rabiu Musa Konkoso, former defense minister, that he has the right, the freedom of expression and the freedom to also move around. But you can, as freedom of association, but you can also see, sir, that him, who was once in PDP, once also dined with APC, decided to walk away and create his own political party, which gains high level of acceptability in Kano, where he was governor and where he is perceived to be from, where he's from. Today, is walking away from the party entirely. From the party he built by himself. Put a resignation and say, he's even saying to his supporters, now look at it, the house he built, the party he built, he's now saying to his supporter that I'm moving to APC and you should also move with me to ADC and you should also move with me. So whether that NMPP should crumble or should go into extinction is gone. So I just think that in all of these things that were said, is not your political view against my political view. I can bet you, sir, that some people are listening to this show, in their mind, they're like, we said it. These people, they are supporters of the administration.
I will not come on air. I will not come to any fora and say anything that will go contrary to my own conscience.
Exactly.
I work with my conscience.
So you see, but it's people's opinion. Sometimes some people grow up out of that opinion. Their ego will not help them to apologize to you. They will learn and they will move on. They won't do it again. Some people, in the humility of their mind, they will see you and say, oh, what you said 10 years ago, I've seen the truth. I'm so sorry, but it was my opinion at the time. So sometimes, in people sharing their opinion, I allow them to grow. If you grow, you would understand. Sometimes, you might never understand. Like my earlier analogy, if I write 6 on the ground From where I'm standing, it is 6. If you are on the opposite side,
9.
you are seeing 9.
Yeah.
It either takes one of us to come and stand where either of us is standing for us to be able to convince each other. Because I can't convince you that you are not seeing 9, and you can't convince me that you are not seeing 6. So it will take me to come to where you are to see what you are seeing. What are we trying to say? We must not lose ourselves because of what we emotionally hold. Because what I see in a lot of us is that we hold some of these parties and some of our leaders with emotional accountability. And then we now lose ourselves. I now have issues with Mazi that I don't know because of somebody that might not even know that I'm there.
You just said something now about how Musarabi Ukwankwaso, from PDP, APC, back to PDP, formed his own party, now in ADC. If this government of Bola Ahmed Tinubu had offered him, certain things, you want to tell me he would have left? Because somebody just said you shouldn't support because of what you are going to get. Let me just say this. If Effizy is going to be the governor of FCT, and I know somehow he's going to also improve the where we do business, he's going to do a whole lot for the environment where I operate, and the kind of, take for instance today, many of us are in business because of Olusegun Obasanjo. If he didn't start the GSM thing, bringing those companies, whether he was initiated it from onset, whether it was from Abuja and then he took over, and everybody knows that he was the one who brought. Do you know how many jobs that the GSM business alone has generated? On many businesses, just that one step. So you want to tell me, if I think that Effizy has an idea that can transform certain sector today, I shouldn't support him just because 10 people don't like him? You can be that one man, I'm alone, that madman, I'm behind this person, nobody wants to support him. Do you understand what I'm saying? So most times interest can come in as well, because the politicians that you're following is also about their own interest. Remember when they talk about politics, it's all about interest.
Let's also talk about this freedom of association.
Okay.
Because a lot of time we demonize people for moving from one party to another.
Yeah.
While it is in their right to do so, I also want to let us know.
Before you quote the law, sir,
okay.
The commercials are already waiting, so let's take it when we come back. Stay with us.